This is the Minecraft Fire Apocalypse Challenge. As the rain stops, the fire continues to spread. Nighttime fires and water fires will appear on the map. I immediately head towards the new fire source. Water fire is a type of liquid flame. Currently, I don't know how to extinguish it, and they're all in the water. So upon reaching the water's edge, I need to build a boat to proceed. Since this is hardcore survival, any mistake could end my challenge, especially where fires occur in open water. The game has placed several lighthouses in the distance, an island, and even a ship. After I crafted a small boat, there's an NPC at the location I'm heading to, whom I need to rescue. But as soon as I set off, I got burned by the water, preventing me from moving forward. This is a problem, because this boat is made of wood. Swimming underneath doesn't seem to be an option. So I decided to return to base first. Then the game notified us about a new vehicle we could use, a fire boat. With it, I can not only extinguish the water fire, but also avoid taking damage in it. To build it, I need a lot of resources, and besides the water fire, another type of fire is also spreading, and a third type will appear at night. This makes the survival game incredibly difficult. Fortunately, I finally gathered the resources needed for this boat, but the water fire is spreading even faster. We need to hurry. Let me place it in the water. Then the water fire was extinguished by a special mechanism on the boat. I made it through. Now, let me go rescue the person on the lighthouse. Actually, recently, I did a survival run on an infected lighthouse. Mine combined with 46. So I'm very familiar with lighthouses. The resources there are plentiful. After gathering them, now I need to evacuate the NPC to the shore and deal with the nearby water fires. After reaching the shore, the NPC was very grateful and gave me resources specifically for building a new fire station. So I decided to leave the boat at the dock for now and head back to the fire station. I'll continue to use the boat in the future, as there are still many locations at sea to explore them later. At night, I encountered a new problem. The third type, the night fire, got activated. This fire only spreads at night, and it can only be pinpointed by a lot of light sources. The night fire looks very unusual. Now I have to figure out what tool to use to extinguish this fire. The first option is obvious. Since it doesn't spread during the day, light should probably work against it. And sure enough, as long as there's light, it gets extinguished. So by placing torches around the fire, I can destroy it. Then the game notified me. You've destroyed the new fire type and saved many lives. But a new location has appeared on the map. A city is in danger. The wind is blowing right towards it. Protecting the city might not be too hard. But what's frightening is that the fire apocalypse has been upgraded. Now, fire can not only ignite grass, trees, and leaves, but it can even set various stone blocks on fire. Luckily, sand isn't on that list, or my fire station would be done for. Now, I'm rushing to the city. Sure enough, there are many survivors there. I'm trying to figure out how to help the city. So I talked to several NPCs and learned that the city is very old. It used to have a water channel where water flowed, but now it's dry. Perhaps I can reuse this channel somehow. And I happen to have the fire truck's water tank. Now I'll try pouring water into one side of this channel to protect the city. The fire is now engulfing more and more territory, and this isn't even the hardest part of the fire apocalypse. Later, there's lava, fire tornadoes, and other incredible challenges. This line is just which is implied by as much water as I can. I'm also trying to remove all the excess leaves, so they don't ignite my fire station. Alright, now I'm unloading the water. The fire is getting closer, but after the water channel started working, I faced a new problem. On the map, I noticed many different trucks driving around. They're transporting various resources to the city. With the fire outbreak, many trucks are blocked by fallen trees. I have to find all the fallen trees on the road and help the trucks clear the path. When I first rushed into the inferno, my armor could handle the fire damage. But now, as the fire spreads, new monsters have appeared, and old ones are showing up in greater numbers. Luckily, I have ammo. Though these monsters were incredibly fierce, I barely managed to survive. Then I reached the first fallen tree. Let me chop it down with my axe. Actually, there are 3 chainsaws scattered across the map. Unfortunately, I haven't found one yet. This is really bad for me, because the speed at which trees is the same as the speed at which the fire is spreading elsewhere. After removing the trees, the supply trucks started moving again, but I need to clear all the roads, which will take a lot of time. So, while I was removing trees, 82% of the trees were destroyed. If it reaches 99%, my survival attempt will fail. I need to go faster. Soon after, I could tell more of the forest had been destroyed, but I didn't know the exact percentage. Luckily, we completed the task. The game told me all roads were cleared, and the city was saved. But this isn't the end of your problems. The remaining forest area, I tried to save with my fire truck. To my shock, 88% was already destroyed. I absolutely can't let the fire cause more damage. I started saving the remaining trees. This was the most intense moment of my survival run, because I was very close to failing. Just then, I felt the fire suddenly stop. It turned out it had started raining again. The game notified me. The fire has stopped before you. The final milestone awaits. Prepare as best you can, or your survival will end immediately. I definitely needed to catch my breath. During this rain, I further improved my fire station, adding new levels of protection. I slightly expanded the farm, and built a second layer for the animal enclosure. Furthermore, many additional quests appeared on my map, like rescuing survivors, retrieving lost items, or delivering bandages to the city. But the quest I'm most interested in is opening a ... siren of a huge abandoned stadium. Now, let me find the siren to protect it from the fire. After completing the siren quest, I then prepared to complete the item retrieval quests, because these quests have resources I need. So for every additional quest I completed, I got some really cool stuff, a new, more durable set of armor, a chainsaw, and various underwater items. These items will help me deal with the fires. There was one quest where I needed to deliver 15 diamonds to the city. So I spent a whole day digging in the mines. But in the end, they only gave me a leaf and a hint. Saplings can extend your survival time. I suddenly realized I was being so stupid. Actually, I had already accumulated a certain number of saplings, combined with because they kept dropping from burning trees. It turns out, I can restore the forest's health percentage by planting new trees in burned out areas. Now I'll plant as many saplings as possible, and hope they have time to grow before the fire starts again. It's been raining for 3 days now, and I've managed to reduce the burning forest percentage down to 67%. Of course, that's still more than half the forest burned. But this is my chance. With the remaining time, I continued to plant trees, and then the rain stopped. The fire apocalypse started again. Terrifying fire tornadoes began to appear on the map. Something like that could easily destroy my entire fire station. Meanwhile, the game notified me I could craft a helicopter. A helicopter and installing new fire stations can significantly reduce tree destruction, but to build them, I need to collect a lot of resources. So I drove my fire truck to explore unknown areas. As you can see, this church is on fire, and I urgently need to save it. I proceeded very carefully. Then, what seemed to be slimes blocked my way. I really don't like slimes, and they also have sensors. I started shooting like crazy to break through. Another problem, when dealing with monsters, armor can't protect me. It only protects me from fire damage. So unfortunately, I lost a lot of health. It's dangerous here. Looks like I'll need a lot of ammo to deal with them. And there might even be a spawner up there. After grabbing these items, I headed upstairs. Upstairs, there was some kind of radiation that made me urgently need to eat to replenish health. After a few minutes of fighting, I found some chests containing materials for building the fire station and crafting the helicopter. Then I continued towards the highest point of the church. Although I almost died at the hands of monsters several times, I barely managed to survive. When I reached the attic at the top of the church tower started to catch fire. I had to extinguish it to prevent this magnificent church from being destroyed. Luckily, I put out the fire on the church roof. It was saved. After saving the church, as a reward, there was a chest at the top of the church containing very cool new armor. It should protect me better from fire, and most importantly, from lava damage. The fire apocalypse continues to develop. Now, lava fissures have appeared on the map. They are not only hard to extinguish, but will also make areas impassable. Due to the large number of lava fissures, I must quickly build a helicopter. And I've almost gathered the resources needed to make it from the church. Now, let's run to the base. Awesome, guys! We built the helicopter. In a fire apocalypse, a helicopter is the best mode of transportation. It allows me to extinguish fire over a huge area. So I pressed the button, and madly dropped fire extinguishing powder. A huge area of the map stopped burning. Continuing to extinguish everything with the helicopter, the results were very good. The only big problem is the fire tornadoes. For some reason, they aren't affected by water or sand. So far, I don't know what to do about them. But they just leave behind a massive trail of fire. Now I'm back at the base. I want to build another fire station, because remember, with them, I have a greater chance of winning. For example, this fire station I built can handle fires very well. As a new day arrives, my base is as usual, 302. But my base is in order. 46 seconds. The animals are in their place and the plants are where they should be. These lava fissures are appearing more and more. Today, I'm going to get new resources to complete the fire station. While I was extinguishing fires with the helicopter, I noticed a strange bunker with a flame symbol. I hadn't seen it before, because it was very well hidden. It's possible all the secrets are hidden here. However, after arriving at this location, I immediately encountered a huge flame monster. It was very dangerous, but luckily I managed to deal with it. Upon entering the monster's cave, and after eliminating another monster, I had to head towards that bunker. The flames were shooting out of the walls here. Obviously, I have to jump past them. Fortunately, I passed the first section, but there are more flames waiting for me. They're terrifying, because they keep igniting blocks. After successfully completing the first test, I found myself in a huge room. And the door immediately closed behind me. What the heck? How did the room door close? This looks like an arena full of monsters. I don't know how long I need to last. I'm losing a lot of health. Look around, what's here? It's all flames. Definitely don't step on them. I have to showcase all my skills here. As I progressed through the most difficult test in the bunker, I was even on the verge of failing. I'm in absolute hell. Death has come countless times. Lava keeps appearing on the map. But I just know I need to get through this place. There's a parkour section crossing lava and these magma blocks. Then after entering, there's a new room. There are many levers here. I really don't like levers. This means I have to think of a way to solve this. Just then, the walls in this room started moving. I only have a tiny bit of space to get through. This is the kind of gameplay my stupidest team could come up with, expressing frustration. Luckily, they were just trying to scare me. After this tense ordeal ... I venture further into this bunker, exploring the lava dungeon. I really hope I can find something valuable in here. Finally, I see a lab notebook. The lab has grown tired of fires. We figured out how to use fire effectively without getting hurt. I believe my lab is the most advanced on the entire planet. Then in the chat, the coordinates for this location appear. There must be something valuable hidden here. I'll walk a little way down these corridors. I didn't encounter any more monsters. One thing is clear. I just need to reach the final room. The text tells us the fire project was developed by researchers. This explains many of the trials I've experienced, and also explains the fire apocalypse. After finally activating this experiment, the fire spread rate is reduced by 50%. Now I'll activate this reward. However, by this time, the entire map outside has been destroyed. Will I have time to use the helicopter to extinguish the remaining fire? Then I quickly get into the helicopter to finally survive. With the helicopter now in my hands, but the fire has almost reached my base. I keep dropping water. I'm going to win this. One last spot to drop water ... No matter how hard it was, we've dealt with the fire apocalypse. Finally survived and made it through.